back for game 3, ladies and gentlemen. Morphy's Games of Chess. All right? 300 chess games. Yes, that's right, folks. I'm crazy enough to do it. Join me on this adventure through 300 of Morphy's chess games, all right? Believe me, the knowledge you're going to pick up, the strategies, the tactics, the attacks, the moves, holy smokes. Well, what a chess player. If you could make it through all these 300 games that we're going to bring to you, oh, man, I'll tell you, you'll be knocking people off the board. The board's going to catch fire, folks. So you better stock up on your wooden boards and pieces because they're going to be up in flames, folks, with the moves that I'm going to show you. All right, here we go. I cracked myself up. All right, anyway, Thompson's got the white pieces again. He starts it off with e4. Morphy answers e5. King pawn game. The knights come out. The bishops come out, all right? Quick development, folks, all right? Now, here we go. Last game in this, Thompson played knight c3, okay? He launched the knight. What a venture the knight took over there, okay? Boom to boom to boom, all right? This time he decides c3 straight off the bat to support that d4 pawn push, okay? He's trying to gain control of the center. All right, Morphy, develop them pieces, kids. Knight f6, attacking the e4 pawn, all right? Logical, because now the knight can't go to that square. That's the natural move, right? All right. So what does Thompson do? Okay. He defends it with the pawn. All right. It's a game. All right, here we go. Morphy, d6, getting ready to bring out the queen bishop, okay? The light square bishop. All right, now the book, okay? Let's see. The book mentions bring out a piece. Again, like I said, Morphy's Games of Chess, folks. 300 of them we're going to bring you. All right. Okay. The old master's comment. Bring out a piece, all right? Bring out your bishop. Bring out your knight, your queen. Bring out your, like this or this, okay? Bring out your knight. Either one, right? Now, again, let me just to reiterate, all right? There's a word, all right? Mention it again because I like drilling it into you. After these 300 games, you're going to hear these things so many times. You could do it in your sleep, all right? Don't fear the pawn, the double of the pawns, kids. All right, here, this pawn now moves to the center, controlling more center squares, all right? D4, F4, all right? Again, in the opening, you're going to control that center because it's the most valuable real estate on the board, okay? All the pieces fly through there, okay? You control the center, you control the game, all right? All right, here we go. So there you go. All right, so that would have been a move, okay? Now look at this. Again, okay, knight would have been a move, okay? Now watch this, folks. This is important too. The Morphy style, it's all about tempos, quick development, right? Key feature of the Morphy style. All right, so what does Thompson play here? All right, I'll show you. H3, folks. Can you believe? Let me tell you, waste of time, all right? The old masters pointed out, waste of time. Now, why is it a waste of time? What are you talking about? What do you mean? All right, let me show you something interesting, all right? Because this is a good learning opportunity on tempos, right? When I say tempos, I mean moves, okay? You're wasting a tempo. You're wasting a move, all right? You're wasting time. That's the point, all right? Time. All right, here we go. Let's say he develops the knight like we suggested. Okay. Now, big deal. You're fearing this pin, folks? You're fearing the pin. That's why Thompson played the H3, okay? He fears this pin. All right, big deal. So now you hit it, right? All right, you bring it back. You bring it back to, you settle it on E6, all right? The bishop settles on a good square there. Now, look at this, folks. Whose move is it? Move 8. Whose move is it? It's White's move, right? Okay, let's watch this now. Watch what happens here. Watch what happens. Let's do it the way Thompson played it, all right? He plays H3. All right, let's settle the bishop on the E6 square because it can't go to G4 now, right? And now the knight comes out. Folks, whose move is it? Look at this. It's Black's move. What happened? What am I, David Copperfield? Presto, changeo, alakazam. Where did it go? Abracadabra. Where did that move go, folks? All right. It's quite obvious. I'm sure you guys are laughing at me for even trying to explain this, but I want to be clear. I want to see those that are starting out got to learn this stuff. It's important. Look at this. You let Black. You play the knight first, the piece, right? Let Black make the mistake of wasting time by pinning it for no reason. Then you bring it back. See, you made 2 moves with that bishop. That's where the move went. Okay? Look to the right. Look at this, the move 6, bishop g4, then bishop e6. Okay? Now it's white's move. Same exact position, but now it's white's move. And that, does this mean that Thompson lost the game? Does this mean by his h3 move, that's it, he lost, he's going to get checkmated? Nah, but what it is you make enough of these inaccuracies against a master, a strong player, and they build up to, by the end of the game, move 40, 50. It could mean the difference, folks, of a win and a loss. You know what I'm saying? These add up, these little inaccuracies. You want to call it a mistake? It's an inaccuracy, okay? Subtle mistake. You add them up, then it adds up to a big mistake. All right. So anyway, that's the point there, okay? All right, folks. Now, I don't want to leave any stones unturned. I'm sure a lot of you at home are wondering something, okay, that I want to add in here, okay? Let's say, like we said, okay, you develop the piece first. You let black make the pin, okay? You put the question to the bishop. And now, what if, right, folks? You're probably wondering, what if he doesn't retreat? What if he takes now? All right, simply put, folks, Shredder, right, my chess computer, takes back with the queen. It makes sense, folks. You're developing another piece. Now you got 3 pieces out to black's 3 minor pieces. See, you're keeping pace, all right? You're not falling behind in development, and there you go. It's a game, okay? Now, I even thought, look, I even said, oh, he could take with the knight, naturally, right? You're playing to get this d4 pawn pushed in, for instance. You want to get this in, d4, that's why c3 is played. You get control of the center. Now, obviously, you can't do this yet. I mean, maybe you can, maybe you can't. I didn't even look at it. All I see right now is this is hanging. Okay, so you hit the bishop. The bishop's got to move first, or you take, and then it gets complicated. You throw the check. Look, folks, it's a whole other game. I don't even want to go into it. You know what I'm saying? We're going back into the deep, dark forest. Well, trust me, folks, we don't have time to do it. You're going to see. This is a long one. I'm sure you looked at the time below. Holy smokes, 2 hours long, right? It's like the length of a movie, this one. All right, but it's worth it, folks, I tell you. If you study your chess and you want to learn patterns and attacks and everything, oh, folks, this one's a gem. All right. So anyway, let's get back to it, all right? Let's get back to where we were, okay? All right. Place this h3, okay? So now, I mean, now black doesn't even have to think. Look, oh, I can't go here, I can't go here. Hey, there it goes, right there. And again, don't fear the doubling of the pawns, kids. This pawn now moves to the center, controlling d5 and f5. See that? You got the open f file for your rook when you castle. All right? All right, here we go, here we go. Little pointers. These are important to pick up. Because the moves just aren't made, folks. You don't just you don't just push the wood. You know what I'm saying? Don't just be a wood pusher, all right? You got to think, folks. You got to think. This is the game. This isn't pinochle, all right? This is a game of chess, all right? We're not playing jacks out in the yard, all right? All right. So here we go. So Thompson plays h3, okay? Morphy develops bishop e6, okay? Now look at this. Right here, here's an example, all right? You got to think, like I just said, you got to think. This is the game of chess. Now I'm giving you these little rules, all right? All right, so why don't you bring the bishop out now? Like you just said, yeah, I don't mind the doubling of the pawns. Folks, you got to always apply these rules, but you got to always look at your position and see if they work, okay? Because one little pawn push, this or that, and it could be the difference, all right? Now look at this, a terrible move. Terrible move now, all right? Thompson didn't do this, all right? I'm just showing you. I'm pointing it out. Because look, bishop takes, all right? You take there, all right? Let's say you take back, okay? You take here if you want. Double them. Look at this. Look, you drop the pawn. You drop the E pawn, all right? Center pawn. Now you got this other pawn on E3 all by himself. Remember game 2, all right? Pawns like to stay side by side. They like to link up in a chain to protect one another, okay? This E3 pawn is weak, and you drop the pawn. I mean, forget about it. Forget about it. You do this to someone like Morphy, forget about it. Come on. game's over like that. All right? So you can't just fly willy-nilly. You know what I'm saying, folks? You can't just fly off the seat of your pants with basic general rules and just try and apply them. You got to look and you got to analyze, does it work here? They're like guideposts, you know? You think, oh, it's common for the bishop to go to e3, but wait a minute, can I do it here? No, you can't. Here's another variation just to let you see it. Look at this. You take here, like I said, all right? Let's say black decides, all right, I'll take here. All right, so you take back, all right. White's got to keep pace. Look, you don't want to stay down in peace. You got to take back, right? Open D file. Hey, look at this. Trade the queens. Drop the pawn. Drop that E pawn again with the threat of knight F2 check, winning the exchange. Right on the table there. It's waiting. Just waiting to be played, all right? So, all right, big deal. All right, all this. What does it mean? All right, it means you gotta think, folks. You gotta look. Don't just play by basic rules. You got to look at the game. You got to play the board. You got to play the man. You ever hear that one? You got to play the man. All right. Okay. Here we go. Look. Okay. All right. So anyway, right? We don't want to do that. That's a no-no now. Okay. All right. Here's what the masters recommend in the old book, in the tomb, folks. Morphy's Games of Chess. Here they go. The old masters with a nice line right here. They recommend queen up. Okay. Don't fear the doubling of the pawns in this scenario. Look at this, folks. Remember in game 1, king-pawn games, all right? We gave the rule. If black can, in king-pawn games, if black can play d5 safely, it's a big if. You got to always analyze and look if you could get it in safely. Then black will equalize, okay? Now, he's going to have a hard time. I can't even say it. My voice is cracking. That's how hard it is to do. Look at this. You can't get this in. It's going to be quite hard because you got the C4 pawn and the E4 pawn controlling D5. See this? All right, so it's not so easy for black to get this in. Now, black is looking okay. He doesn't have any weaknesses, right? His pawn structure's okay. He's got his pieces developed. It's a game, folks. It's a game. All right? Now, the point I want to tell you is don't fear the double C pawns in this like the way this is. And also, now notice too, folks, after the bishop's trade here on c4, see, it diverts the d pawn over there, but the queen protects the e4 pawn. See, the queen on e2. That's why you go there. See that? Protecting that e pawn so you don't drop it, like in the other variation with bishop e3. All right. So we're getting here. I'm loading you up with knowledge. All right. I know it's a lot. All right, anyway. So, at this point, okay, the old masters mentioned this queen e2 move, right? And let me point out, this pawn structure, right, is better than what Thompson ends up with, okay? He ends up with something else because he doesn't play queen to e2. What does he do? Folks, he moves the bishop again, all right? He moves it back to b3. All right, if you look, Morphy, 4 minor pieces out, ready to wage war. Thompson, 2. Why? Because he moved the bishop again, right? He moved that piece twice. He made a pawn move with c3, d3, h3, right? All these pawn moves. What's going on, Thompson? Come on. All right, anyway, it's a game. All right, he's not checkmated yet. Let's see how it happens. Oh, I don't want to give anything away. Okay, who knows what's going to happen? Okay. All right, anyway. All right, so now, bishop to b3. All right. Okay, so now, remember our rule, folks, about the d5 pawn push. Remember that rule, folks? King pawn games. Can you play d5 safely, ladies and gentlemen? Morphy plays it. Yes, you can. Can you believe it? All right. Move 8. Look at this. All right, move 9, he's equalized. Boom, right there. Equalized. This means that white threw away the whole advantage of moving first. Okay? Not what you want to do when you're playing white. Okay? Black equalized. Holy smokes, great game. By move 9, forget about it. He's got pieces on the board still, and he's equal. Look at this. See, he could win this one. Who knows? It could go in anyway, all right? He's got 4 pieces out to Thompson's 2. All right. Let's see how it continues, all right? Now, just to mention this, too, the masters, folks, the old masters, even after D5, they recommend, hey, Queen E2 still works. Because look at this. If you take, Queen's protecting that E4 pawn, all right? All right, he's still behind a piece in development. No big deal. He's getting there. It's not bad. Now, the key to this, the masters mentioned, this pawn structure is better than what Thompson ends up with, okay? Because he didn't play Queen E2. He traded the pawns, and the bishop takes back, okay? And now, look at the pawns now, folks. Thompson's left with this D3 pawn, right? There's no pawns behind him. There's no pawn on C2 or E2 protecting that pawn. That pawn is a weak pawn. It would like to come up, okay? It would like to just kind of come up. But right now, Black has got D4 covered with his E5 pawn, the bishop, okay, the knight on C6, okay? So that pawn is weak. Mainly, also, the other thing to point out is on Black's open, semi-open file. See, there's no black pawn there. So this pawn is weak on D3. Okay? Anyway, all right. This is structure. These are the things of, hey, look, 300. We're only on game 3, baby. Look, when we get by move 300, come on, you'll be telling me what to do. All right. Here we go, folks. So that's a lot to learn. All right, and we love it. I love this game. There's so much to it. Hey, look, if it was easy, folks, no one would really care. It's an important thing in life. Things that are difficult are the things that are really worth learning. Did you ever hear that? All right, a little bit of wisdom there, all right? All right, here we go. Anyway, what does Thompson do? All right, well, we're trading pawns, folks, right? Morphy's got 4 pieces out already. All right, sensible thing. Castle, get out of there. Get out of the center. Get tucked in the corner. There's a wall, right? Morphy follows suit. He knows the deal. All right. Thompson pins the knight. Okay, now look at this. Like I said, don't just use general rules. Okay, do we put the question to the bishop? All right, do we put the question to the bishop? All right, what's he going to do? Is he going to take? Is he going to run? Is he going to go back? What's he going to do? This, folks, would be a mistake. Big mistake, okay? Like I said, don't just play general rules. What worked for Thompson with this earlier variation, right? What worked with H3 earlier doesn't work here. It's not. You got to analyze. Look, because Thompson. Now this didn't happen in the game. Don't get me wrong. Come on, folks. Look at this. That's not what Morphy plays. All right. If he did, though, White takes here. All right. All right. So now I take with the knight. Now, come on, dummy up. Dummy up. I want to see if you're sleeping. Come on, wake up. Wake up. You know you can't do that. It's pinned, right, folks? All right. I'm trying to wake you up. All right. All right, so the queen's got to take, right? All right, now look at this, folks. You take damage king side, right? All right, now does this mean that Black's checkmated now? It's all over? No, right? But you're given a simple plan. It's screaming. Ah, look at this. Now I got a reason to play, folks. I'm going to swing my knight over here. I'm going to swing my queen into the attack. I'm going to push the pawn up. F pawn. I'm going to open the lines. I'm going to bring my other knight over there. I'm going to do everything I can to get to that open king, that exposed king. You're giving White purpose, folks. You're giving him a plan. You're giving him a reason to play this game. You don't want to do that for your opponent. Psychological chess, folks. You want your opponent in a fog. You want him dazed. You want him confused. You don't want him to have any clear-cut plans. You want him to be wondering, what do I do? What do I do? Why did I even sit down with this guy to play? Why did I even come to this tournament? You want your opponent to say, why did I even get up in the morning? Why did I even come down to do this? What am I doing here? That's what you want your opponent to be thinking, okay? You don't want to give him easy plans, easy guidance. Well, you know, you want him wondering what the heck he should be doing, all right? So that's what happens with this. You give your opponent a clear-cut plan. Attack that king. Look at that pawn, the king side weakness. Look at its destruction. The open G-file, forget it, folks. You don't want to do this. You don't want to play into a line like that, okay? Now, look. let's say you do something crazy. You say, all right, I don't want to take that bishop. I'll take this one. How about that? Oh boy, you take here. Look at this. Look at this, folks. You've dropped the e5 pawn. And look at your pawn weaknesses on the queen side now, folks. They can't link up, folks. Look at those c pawns. How ugly, huh? Two c pawns that can't even help one another. They're in one another's way. Look at this. Ugly position. And plus the a pawn all by himself. Lonely place. All right. Look at this. That's ugly as can be. Plus, you dropped the pawn. Come on, you dropped the pawn. You can't play like this. All right, now let's get back to the game. Come on. These are little pointers, all right? All right, so Morphy doesn't play this. Come on, folks, wake up. He's the best player. He's only the best player of the time, right? All right. What does he do? All right, he takes these options away from Thompson. By taking the bishop, he gets rid of those bishops. All right, Thompson takes back, okay? Now he hits the other one. He puts the question to the bishop, all right? All right, Thompson wants to hang on to this one, all right? All right, Morphy hits it again, folks, driving those pieces back, right? All right. Here we go, folks. E4, attacking that knight, putting pressure on the Thompson position, opening lines. Come on, this is Morphy we're talking about. All right? All right, look at this. Folks, this is the theme of the 3 games. Thompson's never going to forget it. These pawn pushes in the center, chasing minor pieces, clearing the way, opening the lines of attack. Oh, smokes. Okay. That's the main theme of these 3 games. All right, anyway. Okay, now look the book. All right, here we go. I got it right here, folks. I know I'm juggling a lot. The book again. The notes, okay? Look at this. The notes say, all right, I'm gonna open it up. Put it right here. He cannot afford pawn takes pawn. And they leave it at that, folks, just like that. All right? So this is my job to go, why? Why can't he do that? All right. I'm playing Shredder, right? My chess computer. I'm saying, okay, it recommends this is the best move. All right, I take the pawn. All right, take the pawn back. Okay, now look at this, folks. Look at this bishop. All right, let's just say, all right, get your pieces out. I'm going to get my piece out. All right, look, folks, you just dropped a piece. You just lost a piece. Do you see it, folks? Look at this. Can you see it? Look at the bishop on c5 for Morphy. See, it's pinning that f2 pawn. It can't take back. It's pinned against the king on that diagonal. Can you see it, folks? All right, you better open your eyes, all right? You can see it. You can see it. I know you. You can see it. All right. So look, that's what's threatened, okay? So where does the bishop go, all right? If the bishop can't go there, knight takes bishop here. You trade bishop or knight for bishop. Can't go here. Obviously can't take here, right? Let's say it moves back. The only safe square, right? It moves back to h2. He wants to retain that on that long diagonal there. All right. So watch this, folks. What if you do something like this, right? Let's see. There's a couple of ways to go here. The first way, one way, you win a pawn here, check. He moves over, okay? You take here, you take the queens. The queens come off, folks. You bring back the bishop, because look, lurking in the weeds, folks. Lurking in the weeds is this. I'll show you. Bring back the bishop to b6, because look, lurking in the tall grass. Don't forget that c7 pawn was hanging, right? So you bring it back, and look at what you're threatening, folks. You're threatening, let's just see. Bring your pieces out, right? You're threatening the fork here, see? Winning the exchange. All right, so you don't bring your knight out, obviously. And one thing Shredder did was he tried to, just go for it like this. Protect that f2 square. All right, we go for it anyway. Of course, he's going to take. He doesn't want to lose the exchange. And now you got look, you want a pawn, folks, okay? You want a pawn. Now, White's queen side pawns, they can protect one another, even though the b pawns are doubled, and it's not really a weakness. And he's got that open a file for the rook to swing out into action quickly. All right, but basically, Black is up a pawn and he's got the bishop. Okay, so maybe I'm thinking this is how I'm thinking about this position. You trade off all the pieces, right, except a knight and a bishop, and then you got pawns on both sides of the board, right? It's an open center. It's not a locked up game where the knight would shine, okay? Because the knight can hop over pieces, while the bishop, if it's all locked up, the scope is reduced, okay? But basically, open game, bishop has the advantage, all right? Bishop versus knight. Pawns on both sides. It's pretty hard for the knight to handle both sides of the board. He's very clumsy, being slow as he is. He's got to hop all over the place. Where the bishop's sleek, he's quick. He's slick. He moves around, all right? All right, anyway. That's what I'm thinking there. Okay, so and plus you're up a pawn, folks. Don't forget it. A pawn, right? You're up a pawn, too. Okay, that's one way to go. All right, here we go. Look, let's zoom it back. Okay? Another funny way is you play this, okay? You play knight takes. Okay? Now look, just to show you something funny. All right, you figure, oh, okay, look at this. Look. This is ridiculous, of course. All right, ridiculous because you just see, look, you just lost your queen. Forget it, folks, come on. And not only that, do you notice, folks, the rook's pinned. He can't even come back to defend his own monarch. You see this? It's checkmate, folks. All right, just to show you right off the bat what could be lurking, all right? All right, so all right, here you go. White sees this, all right, he says, let me trade queens first, all right? And now he figures, all right, I'll take, you know what? I'll take the knight. Bishop takes rook check, and then king takes. All right, I get the 2 minor pieces for the rook. Not so bad a trade, right? All right, so he goes in for it. Wrong! You got to wake up, folks. Come on. You got to wake up. The rook's still pinned. It works in this variation, too. See? All right. See this? Oh, okay, wait. He's got to move. All right, there you go. Checkmate now, okay? Game over. All right, anyway. That's just, I want to show you those mating patterns. They're pretty. Now look. You don't. Okay. If knight takes, all right. Queen takes queen. Rook takes. Okay. You don't go in. You don't go in for it yet. You take here, right? You take here. Okay. King up, right? All right. Now, I think that Shredder brought the bishop back here, you know, threatening to take the knight. I mean, either way, I mean, you could even you get out of dodge. You got a double check here like this, right? The bishop on c5 and the knight checking. So the king moves, all right, and you just move out of the way. Look at this, you got another pawn. So you know, bishop grabbed that c7 pawn, but you get the you know. You get another pawn. You're all pawn up, all right. Maybe white will go like this, damage to make these pawns ugly. Who knows? You know, it's a game, folks. It's a whole different game. I'm just showing you. Be up a pawn though, okay? A pawn is a pawn. All right. Now you could do. I mean that's the whole idea with the knight taking. You're gonna move with a discovery. This was another thought too. But I don't think this really works because now. You got the check, folks. You got the check with the get the check with the bishop over there on c5. The king moves, right? King moves, whatever. Now you take because the knight couldn't block that bishop check. Okay, all right. Anyway, I'm learning it as I go even now because this is getting deeper than I even looked. All right, like this line with the bishop taking and moving to c. Because I'm going to show you why. This is why I'm throwing the bishop there. I'm going to show you why. Okay, that would be a blunder. Okay, obviously. So that's why Shredder goes in with this one. Okay, that's where he's playing. Now you can move. Like I said, you could grab a pawn. Hey, you could grab the pawn over here if you want. Look, king moves, right? You could grab this pawn. All right. You bring the knight. You know the knight's got that c. Thank God he's got the d3 square to run to. All right. So anyway, okay, it's a game, folks. You're up a pawn, all right? You got to prove it. It's a way to go. I mean, in the book, the masters, again, I'm going to quote the old masters. He cannot afford pawn takes pawn. What am I talking about again? Remember this, folks? Pawn push, baby. He can't afford that, you know? I'm going to show you something. Because this move is a waste of time, right? Even though it's threatened, the bishop's threatened, because white could take the queens first. All right, you're not gonna want to do this, all right? Because even then, look, or you could just save your queen. You know what I mean? You could even take with check and an in-between move if you wanted. All right, but anyway, okay. You know, you can't. you can't do the knight takes bishop. Come on, you got to take back, and you take back with this rook because you want the queen rook protecting the a pawn. Okay, in certain variations. All right. So what is now? Now with the queens off the board, folks, position changes. Right? He could take here now. All right. So now the rook goes up. Okay, attacking that bishop. Now, look, bishop to e5 works now because we didn't get this in yet. You see? That's the tempo that you lost because if you play bishop h2 first, you're losing the tempo. You see that? Now the tempo's not lost. See how important tempos are, folks? Now the bishop can come here. All right? All right, so now what happens? You might not be clear on what I'm talking about. Remember this? Look, I want to be clear. You come here. If you move this first, you're wasting the tempo. Okay? You don't even have to move him. You take the queens first. All right? You're losing a lot of merchandise there with the queen. You're getting the queen off. All right, you got to take back here. Most important move on the board. You got to get your queen for queen, right? Now the bishop can move here. See, he didn't move to h2. He didn't waste time. You see what I'm saying? So now when you come here, it's a world of difference because we don't have this now. Look. This is the actual move. This is what you're going for, to set up a discovered check, right? Because when the knight moves, it's a check. All right, so what is with the bishop e2? What is this move? Look at that. He slips it right in, folks. He slips it in, all right? And he stays in the game. All right, now look. You might want to keep your bishop, right? Big mistake. Because now the pawn takes, and you see what you got? You got two minor pieces hanging. One of them's going to drop. You're going to be down a piece, right? All right, so look. So he swings that in. You got to take with the bishop, okay? And then if you take with the pawn, this is what Shredder did against me. All right, now your knight's hanging. You got to get out of dodge, folks, right? Okay, so you swing the knight now over here to d3, okay? d3, here comes the rook attacking the knight. All right. Now, if you come here, this is a mistake, folks, because you come here, and I think you get the rook to, okay, this computer's saying rook to d2, and you got the knight trapped, right? The knight's trapped. Look, he can't go here because of that confounded pawn on b3. Look, he can't go here, and he can't go there. Look, notice, I want to just point this out, folks. Notice the knight on b2, right? Not the corner square, but the one diagonal from it, right? This would be equivalent to a knight on b7, a knight on g7, and a knight on g2. Just take note of that. Look, it only has these 4 squares to go to. You can only go here, 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 and here. And look at that. The rook takes 2 squares away. This rook on d2 takes this and this away, and the pawn takes the other 2. He's dead. He's dead, folks. He's going to be pushing up daisy soon, all right? So you don't want to take there. You don't want to take there, all right? Guess what? This is what's interesting. You can move the knight. You can move a knight up here. You can move this knight back, you know? But here's what's funny. Look at this line. Knight takes pawn, right? All right, you're going to lose your knight. All right, check. Right, discovered check. Look at it. There's a check and a discovered attack on the rook on d3. King comes up. All right, you lost the rook, right? Okay, but he gets the knight. Okay, and I get the pawn. Okay, and white defends the other b pawn. See this, folks? You got 2 rooks against a rook and 2 knights. And black has 2 pawns up. 2 pawns up. 5 pawns to 3. Folks, this is a weird game. This is interesting. I love chess for this reason. I love these different type piece configuration endgames, you know? This is really interesting. I mean, the grandmasters would love to dive into this one, you know? I think black, my little knowledge, I think black has more winning chances because those pawns can maybe become queens, you know what I mean? He's got a chance to maybe get one down the board. If he could even trade a pawn for a pawn on the queen side, then he has a lone pass pawn, you know, it could be very valuable. But I'll tell you, with the 2 knights are going to link up, all right? Let's say like he Black plays this to relieve that A pawn, the rook on A8, defending that, and then he's going to swing and he's going to take take one of these open files with his queen rook, and then like the knights are going to link up. I mean, if you trade rook for rook and it's one rook against the two knights, it could go a million ways. I'll tell you, this is one for the grandmasters. I'd love to hear I'd love to hear Karpov. How would Karpov do this? He was the end game wizard. All right. Anyway, this is just fascinating. I gotta mention these interesting positions. I can't help it. Folks. Too interesting. You can't just pass this up. All right. Maybe you kids at home, you'll work on that. You'll play on that over the weekend. That'll be like homework. You'll figure it out. Maybe you'll leave comments. I figured it out. I figured out how to win. All right. So anyway, this all stems, again, folks. Pawn, he cannot afford. Let me read this again. Let me read it again, folks. He cannot afford pawn takes pawn. All right, whatever. Well, let's go. You know what? Maybe they're right, because I think Black has the slight edge in all those positions we just looked at, all right? I think he has the winning chances. So there's could be, I wouldn't doubt those old masters, all right? They knew what was going on. All right, so what does Thompson do? His knight's attacked, right? All right, he drops it into E5. He jumps up. Right, so what does Morphy do now? All right, he takes the knight. Bishop takes back. Look at this, folks. Morphy won a pawn. How about that? See that? And then look at that pawn. It's a passed pawn too, folks. But look, lo and behold, Thompson strikes back. All right, he takes the knight with his bishop, and then the queen takes back. And the queen's diverted from the defense of the D pawn. So right away, boom, Thompson wins it back, right? Hey, but guess what, folks? Look at this. Tempo on the queen. The queen ducks behind the pawns, right? Look at this rook now. King rook to E8. Look at those rooks, folks. Look at that piece action. Look at those. The open, folks. Where do the rooks belong? On the open files, right? Look at that D file. Look at that E file in the center of the board. Look at that piece action. Look at it. Look at the bishop on C5, folks. Look at the queen. The queen's gonna swing into action. Oh boy. Oh boy. Look at this. Look at the difference, folks. Look at Thompson's pieces. Look, the rooks. All right, the rook on the A file's got that open A file. He could come up, rook lift, and swing into the game. All right, but look at the other rook. All right, not doing anything yet. Look at the knight, though, folks. The knight's it's still sleeping. The alarm clock didn't go off. He doesn't even know the game started. He's still on B1 over there. This is Thompson's handicap. Look at this, folks. Remember those tempos? Remember all the talks about the tempos? Look at this knight, folks. Look at Morphy's bishop. His minor piece is active. Look at it, aiming at the king on the A7 G1 diagonal. Look at it. Look at it. Look at that knight. Look at that knight over there. He's not even in the game, folks. Come on. Look at it. This is Morphy we're talking about. This is piece action to the extreme, okay? All right, now. All right, so like we said, all right, I'll tell you what. Here's what happens next. Thompson hits the bishop, okay, and the bishop comes back, all right? Now, Thompson's got to get that knight in the game, right? Obvious, all right. He's got to link them rooks up. He's got to get that knight out. All right, now what about the natural move? The move that you can see, come to D2, future, help it out the king side, you know. Knights are good on the defense near the king side. Okay, that looks natural, right? All right, lo and behold, look at what happens. Look at the piece action of the rooks. Look at this, folks. You can't do it. You can't bring that knight out. Look, pinned, all right? Look at this, folks. And you're attacking the F2 pawn. You see this? All right, a double whammy. But look, all right, let's say try to get fancy. All right, now this is hypothetical. This didn't happen. This is what I put in and look at Shredder. He's trying to do this, all right? The computer, right? All right, look at this move, folks. Queen takes F2 check. Holy smokes, what's going on? Look at this, folks. You take the queen. Don't forget, look at that. Rook takes on C2. Folks, the rook's pinned. The rook's pinned on F2. Remember, the bishop it's lurking in the tall grass over there. You can't forget it. Look at that bishop pin in the rook. You can't do anything. All right, now look at this. Okay, take back. So now, oh, wait. After the queens come off, now white's going to lose the exchange, too. All right, how about that? All right, now look. All right, so you don't take with the rook. You take with the knight. Okay. Rook takes. Okay. Now, just so you can see what's threatened next, folks, here we come with the other rook. Look at these rooks, folks. All right, they're coming into the game. They're going to come down. Remember, the 7th rank. Get down on that 7th. You start attacking everything. All right, look at this. Look, the knight. Okay, it's dead. It's dead. It's a dead duck now because you only got the king and the F1 rook protecting it. You got 3 pieces attacking it. There's no way this rook. How can this rook help out? He can't get here. Look. All right, open file. Big deal. How long is it going to take him to get over here? He can't help, folks. It will be over, right? Okay, so now check this out. So I just threw in B3 so you can see what's threatened now, right? All right, so get this. Look at how Shredder tries to sneak his way out. He worms his way out of this. Look at this move. C4, folks, because he's gonna push. He's gonna threaten this, right? Trap the bishop. Okay. So, all right. So he can get. He doesn't. Black doesn't have time. All right. Black doesn't have time for this because he can win the bishop. Lo and behold, and he takes away that pin on the knight. So the knight can even. Well, actually, you got to watch because there could be a mate. There could be a. Look. Oh, now I could. Oh no, I'm gonna lose my bishop. I just noticed this. All right, see that. Okay, wait. You're gonna move You're gonna lose the bishop. All right, see. White tries to save the knight. Remember this pattern, folks? Holy smokes! Look at that. Checkmate. All right. I just noticed that. I just wanted to. I mean, you got to stumble into it. I know it's not forced, folks, but I thought I'd show it to you. That was from game 2, right? Game 2 with the light square weakness and that bishop. All right. Anyway, all right. So look, this is what Shredder's going for. Okay, he's trying to trap that. Trying to push. All right. Okay. Let me just bring it back again. Okay. So Shredder plays that, trying to trap the bishop. Right. All right. Big deal. Okay. You're gonna save your knight. Okay. I take the pawn. Look at this. King gets out. Okay. King could get out of the pin now, because the rook is protecting and one piece is protecting, only one piece is attacking that knight. Okay. So he's safe to go. But look at this. You drop another pawn. All right, wise guy. You dropped another pawn. Look where you are. Look at this, folks. Black's up 3 pawns. He's up 3 pawns with the bishop against the knight. The knight doesn't stand a chance, folks. Look at this. If you trade the rook, so even the B2 pawn looks like it's going to fall. Okay? The other rook's going to forget about it. The other rook's swinging to D2 next if it wants. If not, we trade rooks. And the knight's got no hope. No hope. The clumsy knight's got to jump around the board trying to stuff all these pawns. Come on. It's over, folks. All right, so look. That's, okay. Where's this stem from? Remember? You bring the knight to the natural, D2, trying to get it over there to F3 maybe. All right? No way. No way. Game over. Come on. All right, fine. All right, we show you that one, right? That's a nice one. All right, here we go. So what does Thompson do? He can't go to D2. He's got to get that knight in the game somehow. All right, he brings it to A3, all right, on the edge. All right, there's that saying, folks, if you haven't heard it, knight on the rim is dim, right? All right, so that's meaning it doesn't have as many options. It can't move as much, okay? The knights love to be in the center. They like to be up, supported by pawns somewhere near the center. So they have more control, more scope. They have more options. Look, this can only go to 4 squares. All right, now the queen's on C2, so it only could go to 3 squares. And it just came from B1. So it's either, what's it trying to do, folks? It's trying to come to C4, right? He wants to come to C4 and then swap it for that bishop, which is a nuisance, pinning that F2 pawn, right? Thompson would love to get that knight to C4 and then swap with the bishop. Okay. All right. So that's a little key. What is Morphy do now? Right? Okay, look at this move, folks. Here you go. This one gets an exclamation point from the old masters, folks, in the book. Look at this. I love it. I agree 100%. Look at this move, folks. Queen to F4, right? Big deal, you're saying. What are you talking about? All right, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Positionally, look at this. It stops the knight, okay? It stops the knight from getting in the game. This is what Morphy's got to keep the pressure on Thompson. He can't let him get that knight in the game, all right? So he's keeping his advantage, right? He's building off of it. He brings the queen to F4, controlling the C4 square, making this impossible, right? But get a load of this. He's also, okay, they suggest, the old master suggests later to bring this pawn, and then maybe you could get the knight there, right? Well, look at what else Queen F4 does. It supports rook to D2. How about that, huh? Look at this move, folks. The queen on the light square she's got to get out of there, right? But also, this rook is, say, okay, whatever. You go here, whatever you want to do, right? Okay, look at this, folks. You got the F2 pawns. Now they're stacking up rook on D2, bishop and queen. You remove the white queen defense. Forget it. Look at this. It's over, folks. This is going to be over. All right? You can even take, I mean, it's over. Check. It's a check move. Check is on the board. All right, folks, look. It's check, right? All right, he moves over. Look at this move, folks. Come on. You got all the black pieces swarming around. There's got to be a mate somewhere, right? Holy smokes, you just hung your rook. All right, no problemo. Check. Forced, right, folks? The king's got nowhere to go. Nowhere to go now. Queen check. Nowhere to go but up. Nowhere to go but down. Nowhere to go but mate. All right? You see it? You see what could happen to you, folks? You got look at that Thompson knight over there. Totally out of the game. Rooks, the A1 rook, totally out. And the F1 rook couldn't even participate, folks. Because obviously, if you haven't noticed, look, all right, what's going on here? What if, okay, he's got the check, right? I mean, come on, you bring this one up, and let's say, oh, God, he takes here. Forget it, folks. Forget about it. What are we, oops, little error there. What are we talking about? Come on, folks. What are we talking about? Look at this. Folks, look at this. They're all over. There's the landmines, folks. You're going to step into a landmine no matter what. You give your opponent a position like this, forget about it. Come on, folks. We got them all. We got them all. I don't even know the names of these. Do they even have names, these mating patterns? They all have those fancy names. Does it really matter, folks, what's in the name, right? We love just to look at it. Just look at it. We don't have to listen to it. We just look at it. Look how beautiful this one is, huh? I got to look at that one again. Look at this. Look, he can't go nowhere, folks. He can't step out. The rook's on the 7th. You see the logic? Rook's on the 7th. They attack and destroy the enemy position. Forget about it. All right. Too bad that knight, huh? All the way on A3. No help. No help. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, knight. All right. We'll get back. I wanted to touch on all of them, folks. I wanted to bring that one up. All right. You see that? Bring the rook right up. After check, king over, bring the rook right up. 4 pieces against what? None. None over there. I got 2 pawns. Come on. No wonder why you mated, right? Okay. I had to edit, folks. If you haven't noticed, I edited this one in because I didn't even really look at it. I said I noticed something here. Look, folks, when you got pieces swarming all over the place and the king has no defense except a couple of pawns, right? And you know the rook can't take. I mean, come on. You know mate is sitting there somewhere within the moves, all right? And this is why you want all these patterns, folks, you see? This is why you got to memorize. Now, you don't even have to try to memorize, you see? You just see it over and over. I tell you, you look over these games, you're going to see these patterns. Morphy
destroys his opponents with over and over and over again. You can't help it. If you're a chess nut like me and you love this game of chess, you can't help but absorb it. You know, you don't even have to try. It's like osmosis, right? You just absorb it. All right. So I had to show you that too, right?
This move right here, queen to f4, has those two threats. All right? Two threats. So that's the type of moves you want to make, folks. The whole premise of chess, right? You get one move per turn. If you could make such a strong move that does two things at once, this is the essence of chess. This is how you win chess games. All right? You give your opponent two problems with just one move. Queen f4 does that, folks. That's a master move right there, okay? All right, so now what does Thompson do? All right, I want to bring up another. This is a great one. All right, it's a pattern. You're going to remember this, right? I hope you remember. You're going to remember it. Burn this into your brain, right? All right, so you don't like that. Say you got white. All right, this is hypothetical now. You got white. You don't like that queen there, right? You don't like the rook d2 coming. You see it, right? All right, let's boot the queen out of there. Get out of there, queen. I don't think so. Look at this one, folks. Did you notice it? Queen takes g3, check. Because the bishop, folks, there you go, the bishop on that diagonal pinning that f-pawn. Again, the nuisance, right? All right, so what do you do? All right, you got to move over. Check. Move over again. All right, now watch this, folks. Wouldn't you love to just swing the rook up here and then be able to swing it there? It's me, right? Okay? That's the threat. Look at this. You got to build on it. Gee, I wish I could bring my rook there. All right, how are you going to accomplish that? The queen on c2 is covering that white square, right? Look at this move, folks. Here you go. Throw the other rook at it. Throw the other rook at it. Look, holy smokes, what's going on? What are you just giving me a rook? Yeah, if I could get mate with it, who cares about that rook? You bring the other rook up now. See, folks, all right. The queen's got a check. Big deal. You move it up. All right, even Shredder. Look at Shredder. Has no answer. This is what Shredder does. So desperate. And kids, look at this. Why? All right, you take the queen, you win, right? All right, but why even prolong the game when you got mate, folks? Mate, we want to go to lunch. We got another round next game. Look at this, folks. Check with the rook now on the dark squares. Look at this. Game over, folks. All right? So it's not so simple, is it? It's not so simple. You can't just boot. And folks, wait. I got to show you this now. I want to point it out too. I don't want to forget. There's so many things I want to point out to you. I love this game. I love it. Look at this now. The g3, right? Right? What allows the queen to take there with check? All right, obviously the bishop, right? The bishop on b6 obviously pins the f-pawn. But folks, do you remember the wasted move? Thompson's h3. Do you remember that stupid move? All right? I mean, okay, he could have got it in later. He could have if we played it right, we could have put the question to the bishop. The bishop moves back to e6, remember? And it wastes time. It wastes the tempo for black. All right, now, look, folks, this is why the knight's still on b1, the tempo, right? I mean, the game, who knows where it would have been. But let me point it out, folks. The h3 move. The h3 move. Don't you get it, folks? Don't you see it? The h3 move. For instance, this pawn right here, right? Oh, he's in check. Okay, I can't move it. But let me show you it from here, right? The h3 is going to go up, okay? Let me just move a pawn over here so I could show you. This pawn belonged on h2. If he never played that h3 move, this would be impossible. Queen takes g3, pawn takes back, right? If it's on g2 still. So don't you understand? When you move the pawns in front of the king, you see how you can have potential weaknesses later? Look at this. Look at this. G3, no good. Goodbye. See? All right, I hope you follow me. You see what I'm saying? That h3 move all the way back. What was it? Move. Let me even look. I'll tell you what. I got the book right here, baby. Look, I'm going to look it up. Yeah, but the 6th move. h3, come on. That's what you would pay for right there. You never know how it's going to hurt later, you know? Dozen moves later, and you get burned. All right, anyway. So, look, this was the move. Now, Thompson didn't hit it. Obviously, he sees it. All right, give the guy credit. Come on, he's in the American Chess Congress. Come on, baby. These were the best players back then. All right, I know it was long ago, but come on. They had some sense. All right, he could see this. So what does Thompson do now? All right, he sees, okay, he doesn't want that rook swinging to d2. All right, he brings his rook into the game. All right, his queen rook to d1. He needs that other one to protect the f2 pawn. He doesn't dare want to move that one. All right. All right, so the rook comes to d1. All right. So now, all right, Morphy plays c6, okay? He creates an escape square because the masters do mention, you know, White, even though he's kind of down and out of it, he should try to get the knight out into the game to bring it to c4. But he needs to put that pawn up, bring the knight over, okay, just for an example, you know, you bring the knight over. Now the bishop has an escape square, see? Not only that, look at it, coming to c7, look at this mate. The battery, folks, remember that term? The battery, queen and bishop battery. All right, they're on the same diagonal. The queen threatens mate on h2, see that? All right. But anyway, that's just the point. Mainly it has an escape square, right, if the knight gets in the game. All right. Now, get this. So, Morphy again, plays c6. All right, here we go, folks. Here comes the fireworks. All right. What does Thompson do here? All right. Remember the g3? You boot the queen. I don't know. I'm trying to figure this out. Maybe Thompson's figuring I'll support that g3 with this. You know, now he could boot it away because queen takes g3, rook takes queen, right? The rook's on the third rank here now. Maybe he's also, you know, trying to double the rooks, you know, abandon the f2 pawn. I don't know, with the other rook, double him up over there. Maybe he just hopes to Morphy trades, right? But lo and behold, rook up to d3, huh, folks? It's a losing move. Did you see the shot? Did you see what happens? Remember, rooks on the back rank. They got to protect the back rank, right? Here's an example why, folks. Bishop takes f2 check. How about that, huh? Holy smokes, what's going on? Oh, what, did he lose his mind? Look at this. Okay, let's start with this one. Queen takes, right? All right, queen takes check. Rook takes. All right, you lost the exchange, okay? And a pawn. How about that, right? All right, let's show the even better one. Look at this. Look at, all right, rook takes. How about this? Rook takes. He doesn't want to. The queen doesn't want to leave the defense of that rook on d3. All right. Protect that rook, okay? You just lose the game. See? Rook down, check. All right. Rook's got to go down. It's forced. Game over, folks. Game over. Let's go get lunch. All right, let's go. What do we got? Who are we playing next round? Let's go get some pizza, huh? I'm in the mood for pizza pie. Maybe some pepperoni, huh? Yeah, let's do it. All right, but anyway, okay. Let me get back here. All right, this is the game, folks. The bishop takes the pawn. Morphy sees it. He probably wanted some pizza too, you know? He was hoping that Thompson takes it with the rook. Did he have pizza back then? I don't know. I don't even know at that point. Any pizza parlors? All right, anyway, what does Thompson do? All right, he knows he can't take. He knows game over with the rook take. You know, he doesn't want to take with the queen. He loses the exchange. All right, he makes the best of it. He lost the pawn. King over. All right, he stays in the game. All right, maybe I could fight. Maybe I could hang in there and get to the next game. All right? All right, anyway, here we go. All right, so king over. Rook takes rook by Morphy. Thompson takes back. Here comes the other rook down the open files. Baby piece action. Look at this rook attacking the queen. Holy smokes, tempo on the queen. All right, Thompson. Check her. Give me a check. Check. All right. King up's the best move, folks. All right, now. What is Thompson play here? Now, look at this. Here's one for the old masters. They bring out the pretty shots, folks. Here we go. We're going to bring one up to you. They say this didn't happen. Let's say, okay, just let me set it up, too. They didn't mention this. Let me set it up, folks, okay? Here's another pretty shot. Let's say you get the knight in the game now. Let me get this knight. I got to get her in the game. All right, a tempo on the rook. All right, day late, dollar short, knight. Here we go. The rook doesn't care. Sacrifice. Holy smokes, check. Oh, Forced. No room for the king. No breathing room. Look at this. Bishop on F2, controlling that G1 square, right? No room for the king. You gotta take. It's forced. Check. King up, forced, only square. Check. King down to H1, only square. Queen takes, mate. How about that pattern, huh, folks? Don't forget that one. That's a beautiful shot right there, all right? The bishop controlling the only escape square when the queen checks, all right. All right, look at that. That's beautiful. All right. So anyway, okay, so what are the old masters are saying, okay? That's what's coming. Obviously, folks, can you take this? Come on, look at this. Again, the same pattern as before, right? All right, we know that. Come on, dummy up. All right. So you can't take the bishop. All right, so the old masters, all right, I set it up, folks. I set it up for you. All right, you follow. All right, so here come the masters. The old masters say, queen to D7, all right? Look at that, protecting on the long diagonal there down to the H3 pawn, all right? Stopping that rook takes H3 mate setup, right? All right, here we go. So now what do? The old masters, folks, they throw it in. Bishop to G3. Throw it all up into the air. Holy smokes, you just hung your queen. Yeah, but you get mate for it, folks. Look at this, folks. Who cares? If you throw your queen in the garbage, if you're getting mate, you got the white queen. You give up your queen to get the enemy monarch, right? Who cares? All right, so let's go get lunch. All right, no, anyway, folks, another point, dark square weakness, right? Back rank weakness, okay? This is what, look, remember game 2, light square weakness? Okay, you get that bishop in there, in the holes, you threaten your mate on the back rank. Remember those shots, folks? No different. This time it's on the dark squares because of that H3 move, see? H3, weaken the dark squares. All right. So the bishop comes here. Rook cannot take. I repeat, rook cannot take. You see why. All right? So what do? All right, they recommend, this isn't the best move, but they recommend rook to G1, right? All right, here comes the queen, right? What's threatened now? Folks? I'll show you. Let's just throw in a silly move like this. Queen takes. Rook down, mate, on the back rank. Just like before. No different. You're giving up the queen to get mate, right? Okay. So that's what's threatened. Okay, no B3. That's just to show you what's threatened. All right. So what do they say now? All right. Oh, great. You got to get the queen down there, right? You got to help out that rook. All right. So watch this. So now the bishop pulls back, folks. The bishop pulls back, and this is what you're setting up. Let me use this dumb B3 move to show you the threat. Queen coming on the dark diagonal battery again. Remember that one? All right, look at that. There's nothing you can do. White could do nothing if black could get this in. White's got one more move left, but it makes no difference. The queen, the white queen is on the light squares. She can do nothing to help out. Okay, remember these type of positions. I've seen games, folks. I've seen games where you throw pieces up into the air, right? Just that you sack everything you got just to set something like this up, and white has a move and can't do anything. The only way they could ever help is if you can bring a knight, say, to F1 to protect that H2, or you somehow, maybe the rook's not there on G1 and the queen could swing to G1 and help out diagonally to protect that H2 square, you see? But there's many crazy sacrifices where you set up some kind of deadly battery like this, right? All right, so this is what's being threatened. So there was no B3. I just was showing you the threat, right? So white would bring, according to the old masters, bring the queen up. Bring the queen up to protect from black moving queen to G3, right? All right, so here we go. Look at this now, okay? Rook down, folks, and it's all over. There's no answer. No answer to this, because, okay, this is what's threatened, right? Obviously this or this, okay? All right, and if you take, you take here, no dice. Game over. It's still game over, folks. Rook, H2 still covered by that bishop over there on E5. I'll tell you, this bishop's doing some work in these lines, right? Dark square weakness. Don't forget it, folks. Look at Look at the knight. Compare the two minor pieces in all these variations. You know, it's a no-brainer. It's as if the knight's not even on the board, and the bishop is the all-star of this game. Look at this. All right. So anyway, okay. Now look at it. This another line, another crazy line. This is good. This is a good one. Watch this. Okay. Maybe you didn't see it, but something crazy, some sacrificial type of thing here. You go, I'll get because look, now you can't sack it, right? Because the knight covers this square. You can't do it, right? But get this, folks. All right, it's obvious. You saw it. Can't the queen just take? Yeah, the queen can just take. Look at this. Check. Check. Oh no, look at the rook. It's hanging, right, folks? Oh no, we got to bring it back. I mean, at least the bishop is protecting it now, right? All right, so now white tries to swing the rook. Pile up on that pin piece. We're going to try to win it, right?
Now, folks, do you go in with something like this? Oh, I could just take the rook with my bishop. Yeah, and then you lose, right, folks? You give it all back. All right, you're not lost. Who knows with it? It's a draw, probably. Queen's on the board. Very hard, very difficult. All right, you're up a pawn as black, but, folks, you just blew it. You just had the game. You had a guaranteed win, and I'm going to show you how. All right? Here we go. Look.
All right. Let's say something crazy. Make a move. Make a move. I'm on the draw. Let's go. It's high noon. Make a move. All right. Let's say white takes here, right? White takes here. All right. What do you do? What do you do? Folks, do you do this? Come on, wake up. You just lost the game. Folks, you just lost the game. All right. He takes there. What do? You take right here, folks, with check, right? It's a mating pattern again. He could do nothing. He He has to take, and then you take, you're up the piece. Forget it. Forget about it. You're in the driver's seat there, right? Okay. That's one option, right? Well, what do you do? How about this, folks? How about you try something like this, right? You try something like this. All right, white tries that. Now, look, folks, do you do something stupid like this? You take let me grab the queen. I want the queen off the board. No, folks, look. Now the pawn takes back. You take here. Look at this. Look at what just happened. Who knows? Black could probably still win this, but you don't do this. Come on. Look at what's staring you in the face. You go there. Look. Rook takes rook. You got the queen check. You got the queen check. Look, no moves except this. You exchange queens, right? Now, look. Is the pawn defending the rook? Is the pawn defending the rook in this variation? No. All right, there you go. You got your all-star piece again. That dark square bishop. Hurrah! Let's give him a medal, right? All right, anyway, okay. So there you go. There's another possibility, right? What else could happen here? How about, how about queen check, right? Queen check. Taken. All right. Look at this, folks. Do we even have to look at it? Folks, do we know where it's going? Hey, remember this line? Check! Queen fork! Rook goes in the box! Game over! Rook goes in the box! Game over! Remember that one, folks? Huh? Remember that one? Ain't that something? I'm telling you, folks, the game of chess, right? Patterns, they repeat, and you're picking up these patterns in Morphy's games. You don't think they're going to come out in your games? Come on, folks. You got to drill these patterns in your head. They repeat over and over and over. You can't miss them. This is the beauty. This is poetry in motion, folks, right? This is the beauty of chess. I love this game. I love this game. All right. Okay, so where are we? I don't even know. Oh, man, I'm going to faint. All right. I'll tell you, I need a nice wait. I do. I have a little water here. All right. No hard stuff. No hard liquor yet. All right. Here we go. All right. All right. Watch what we're doing with this. All right. Let's get back to the game. Okay. Let's get back to the game. All right. So the king comes up. All right. Now, this was recommended by the masters, right? The old masters. Okay. Let's get back to the game. What does Thompson do? I'm sure you're looking at the board. You see it. You see it, right? Thompson's under the attack. Let's do it. Let's get the queens off the board. Let's get them off the board. Check, right? All right. Morphy takes the opportunity to totally destroy those pawns. Look at those ugly pawns, folks. Look at them. They can't help out one another at all. Isolated pawns. 3 of them. right? Very ugly. All right, here, and notice they're all on dark squares. Isn't that convenient for us, folks, with the dark square bishop? Oh, all right, here we go, folks. This is it. All right. Now, Morphy's got the move, right? Now you can go right into it, right? Takes, right? Now you got what you want. You got the dark, you got your bishop against the knight. But look at this now. Look at this move. Queen to c2 protects those 2 pawns, folks. And, you know, it's attacking the bishop. All right, the bishop moves right here, maybe there. I don't know. Look, you move it here, say, right? You want to slip down to attack the b2 pawn. No big deal, right? No big deal. The pawn's going to move up. All right, so you can't get that one either. What's going to happen is the king's going to come over. My king's going to come up. The kings are going to come into the game, right? And let me tell you, all right, tempo, all right, you go after this one, no big deal. He goes over there. All right, look, folks, the king gets into the game, right? The white king is in the game, and it's a tough fight, right? He could support that. When the king is in the game, now the knight has support. He can jump to e3 now, for instance, with the support of the king. You see, the king acts as a support for his knight if he has to maneuver it, and the knight could go on both colors. See, so that's like the difference between the knights and the bishops. The bishop has the quick movement, the long scope. He could jump from one side to the board to the other. The knight is slow, it's cumbersome, it has to reposition itself. But if it could get a good outpost in this case, on a light square, because the bishop can't take him out, he could get very powerful, control many key squares, and the knight switches colors, so he can attack any pawn on the board if allowed to maneuver. So there's differences, you know. There's, again, folks, the game of chess. It's multiple games in one. I love it. Okay, I'm getting into it so deep. Now, look, that's the line, right? All right, the white king gets in the game. We don't want that. We want our opponent sweating. We want him over the board wondering why he even came to the game, right? Came to challenge. All right, here's Morphy. Get this. Rook to e2, right? Takes that knight c2 square away, and he's attacking b2. He's attacking the b2 pawn, folks. All right, so now what? All right, Thompson shows his hand, right? He plays he commits knight to c4, and that's all we needed, folks. Unbelievable end games, right? He commits that knight there. Now we trade. Now we trade the rooks. It's forced, folks. Look. What are you going to do, right? I'll move my king. I'll move my king out of the way. All right, you just lost the rook. All right, let's wake up. Hey, I know this is long. Come on, wake up, all right? All right, they got to exchange, right? The exchange, all right. Now the bishop, look at that, hitting the b2 pawn. Impossible to save it. How can the knight protect that b4 pawn? Did I say b2? I meant b4, right? This pawn right here, right? He can't do anything. So what does Thompson do? All right, blow for blow. He swings the knight over here to a5, right? Oops. What am I? If I move this one up, the b7 pawn that he's attacking, he takes over here, right? And now he's protecting those 2 pawns. Look at that. See that? So you got to watch. All right, he's gonna get it, folks. He's no doubt about it. He's gonna get that b7 pawn, right? All right, let's take our pawn. We get b4. All right, he gets b7, folks. Look at the board. Here's another thing, right? You want to know why masters prefer bishops over knights? This game is going to teach you a lesson. You ain't ever going to forget it, all right? All right, look at this, folks. The bishop taking the squares away. Look at it. Okay, all right, what does Thompson do next, okay? I'm going to show you. Wait. All right, what does he do? All right, let me make sure that's, yeah, he takes there, right? And let me just check the notes. Let me check the book, right? All right, here we go. Where are we? All right, that's move 31, right? 31, right. Okay. So the knight takes, Morphy moves his king into action. Here he comes, folks. He's drawing the sword. He's ready to slay the steed. Here he comes. All right, now look, folks, look at this. Look at how the bishop takes away the squares. He's taking away the options of the knight. Look at this. He can't go there. All right, if he takes there, folks, If he takes there, if he goes there, the bishop takes, and look whose king is closer to the pawns. Forget about it. It's over. It's over. The black king eats those pawns, and they march down the board, and then the white king is out in Never Land. Look at this. Okay, so now, all right, so he can't go there, right? He can't come here. The bishop takes him out. He's got one square, folks. The knight's got one square. Can you see it? Look at this. He can only move to D8, right? How about that? D8. Who's winning this battle of minor pieces, huh? Yeah, okay. All right, so look, if the king, if he wants to bring the king, folks, do you see it already? The king's coming in the game. Morphy's ready to bring the king over. Now the knight doesn't even have D8 to go to. He's trapped. It's over, folks. The knight is toast. I mean, tell you what, look. All right, here comes the other knight. I looked at this. Look at this. Here comes the other king. Here comes the other king. All right, it's gonna die, right? All right, so you got to go like this. You take it. Don't let it get in the game. All right, here we go, folks. All right, so what do you got? What do you got, folks? Look at this. I'll tell you what. This is a good move for white. Okay, the king's gonna come up on the round. Here's a good move. I'll tell you what. Yeah, you got to do that first. Look. Even give him this. This is how I think I played Shredder. This is a good move on white's part, a good try, because, see, he now, that G4 pawn, here's an endgame little strategy to notice a pattern, right? That G4 pawn of white stops F5, and it stops H5. You see that? That one pawn halts these. I can't make a pass pawn on the board. Trying to buy time, maybe, who knows, maybe black would make a foolish blunder. You know, you try your best, right? That's all you can do. But look, here comes the king, okay? The king comes up, and he's going to launch the F pawn. He's going to trade, okay? He's going to make a pass pawn eventually on the king's side. 3 pawns against 2. The white king's going to have to take out that pass pawn, right? Let's just go do something like this, okay? We do something like this. All right, king up, okay? All right. Did I just blow the game? No, because I got a tempo. All right, so here we go. I'll tell you, you got to watch these king end games, all right? You got to watch them, folks. King and pawns, you know? You can throw it. You can throw it. All right. I know the grandmasters are laughing at me. I'm just trying to blast through this to get to the actual game. You see this? So now, all right, it's over, folks. It's over. You got the 2 pawns here. You're gonna eventually trade one, right? You're gonna go like this, okay? You're gonna trade, takes, got a takes, right? He's gonna move. All right. Now we're gonna go eat the pawns on the other side, okay? Look at this. I'll even do it this way. I'll go like this. So the king's got to move back. Now you move your king up, right? Get him out of range a little as he moves to the side. Now you run to the queen side. All right, he's got to take here, right? He's going to kill that pawn. All right, and there you go. It's over, folks. It's over. Goodbye. Good night, Irene. Pawn's marching down. All right. Holy smokes! I think I'm going to have to rest my voice for a couple of days after this one. All right. Wow. How did we get here? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Night up, right? Forget about it. Okay, you take it and you win. All right? All right, so now I tell you what I'm going to do. Folks, I got to take a break. I got to rest my voice. And I'm going to do a part 2, all right? I'll do another. I'll probably end up editing it and combining it as one anyway. But I'm going to rest right here. I got to rest. We're in the end game, all right? Thompson takes the pawn. Morphy brings the king up to F6, all right? Holy smokes, he's threatening that, right? So what does Thompson do? He brings the knight. He brings the knight to D8. Attacking that pawn, right? All right, so now I'm gonna take my rest. I gotta get something to eat. I gotta rest this voice of mine. All right, we'll see you. We'll see you next time. Don't worry. For you after the editing room, you're not even gonna know I was gone. All right? Don't worry about it. It's gonna be a nice quick edit. And it will smoothly play right through everything, all right? All right, let me take one more drink and say goodbye. All right, folks, we're back. With the wonders of modern technology, it was like I was never gone, right? I went and had something to eat. Okay, I'm ready to go. I'm refreshed. All right, here we go. We left it off, all right? We left it off when knight takes b7, right? And I'll just kind of backtrack in a move, all right? So then we had Morphy, king up, ready to come to e7 and totally trap the knight, okay? It only has the 4 squares that it could go to. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right? Well, Thompson sees this. He goes, "Holy smokes! I gotta get something going." All right. So look, he jumps to d8 while he can before the king gets to e7, and he's attacking that pawn. So he's got a little tempo there. So what does Morphy do? Get this. He pushes the pawn up. All right. Now Thompson tries to be cute. He goes right after the bishop, okay? Because now he doesn't want to trade, but the point is if your pawn takes pawn, holy smokes, you just threw the game, right? The bishop moves, the pawn moves to take the white pawn on d4, and it leaves the defense of the bishop. It leaves it hanging there, dangling in the wind. All right, so a little cute move there. All right, no problem by Morphy. He handles it this way, all right? King to e6, folks. He's ready to come. The king draws his sword. He's swinging already. He's ready to come up to d5, attacking the knight, and then winning that d4 pawn, right? Okay? All right, let's give an example. I love it. All right, let's say, let's sing king over, right? Just for an example, all right? Here comes the king, all right? Attacking the knight, which defends the pawn. All right. Let's say he takes over here. All right, you take up. You're going to get my pawn. I'll take yours. All right. Pawn takes. All right. Look at this. All right, so say now king up, right? King up. He's got to get the king in the game. He's got to stop this pawn coming down. All right? All right, so you push the pawn, right? Now look at this. The pawn controls e2, and the bishop controls there's no way, you can only get to this pawn coming up, but lo and behold, folks, did you see the tactic? Who says the endgame's boring? Look at these tactics. Endgame tactics. Check. Oh, you lost the pawn. All right, I picked up your knight. That seems fair to me from Black's perspective, right? There goes a win. All right. So anyway, okay, pawn up. All right. So now the knight's got to move. Okay, the knight's got to get out of there. He's on the edge. All right. Let's say he comes here to. Let's say he comes to b5. Right. Okay. Let's see. What do we come up with? Oh yeah. Let's say this. Okay. Here we go. We get a tempo on the knight. We're getting the king closer to helping escort that pawn to d2 and then eventually to d1. All right. Okay. So what? Look at this, folks. Look at what happens here. I want to show you something. Now, does this remind you of something? Let's say the knight goes in with check. Okay. You take it off the board. Pawn takes. All right. Now look at this, folks. Did you blow it? Did you blow it? If you push the pawn, you blow it. Look at this, folks. Now you got the king has to go over and stop the white a pawn. All right. Who knows where this? Is this a draw now? I could even see it. I see it being a draw with a g4 coming for white. I mean, maybe black gets in. Is it black's move right now? Yeah, you could get in f5 first. All right, but anyway, look at this. Look at this, folks. The white king's going to gobble the pawn. My point is this, right? You got the black king has to go get this pawn. By the time he comes back, maybe the white king gobbles this pawn up and then could come back and eat the f pawn. It's crazy, folks. Why are you going to blow it when you got the winning move on the board, folks? Look at this, folks. Simple enough, right? Crazy. King c3 wins. See this again. End games, right? End games. They're crazy, folks. Pawn up, draw, right? King up first, win. See that, folks? All right, because look, you go in. All right, goodbye. The king escorts the pawn right in. 1, 2, 3. There you go. See? The king right in there. 1, 2, see? 3. Boom. See, isn't it something though, folks? Folks, say you're playing the game, right? I said this in game 2. Remember the rook check first? If you go back and watch game 2, there was a sideline. These end games are something else. I mean, look, you play this game. I mean, me giving you the lecture, what was this, an hour and a half long? We got this far, folks. You got the win in the bag right here. The win, the game. Resign, White, resign. Go to sleep, all right? Let's go get something to eat, okay? As simple as that. But yet, look at it, so subtle. Look, you push the pawn first, you get excited, you just threw it away. You threw it away. All right, so look, there's a line, all right? There's a line. That's if the knight comes up here, you know, after all this. Okay. That's something I wanted to show you. Oh, yeah, now look at this, folks. Look. Okay, so what's the other square? All right, he's only got 3 choices with this knight. All right, we just went over that. Can't go there. What if he comes over here, folks, right? Holy smokes, look at this. This will make you laugh. How does this work, right? I think I went something like this. Yeah, king here, right? All right, king up. Now look at this. Look at the bishop still dominating the dark squares. The knight can't get away over here. All right, he's only got 1 square, folks. He's only got 1 square. Okay? Let's say he comes over, because the king's going to force... All right, let me just throw... The king's going to force him to move anyway, right? Okay, so here we go. Put that back. Put that pawn back. All right, so he swings here. He gets the check, right? Check. All right. Now you go over here to take away. You want to make sure he can't get there, right? All right, what has he got? He's only got 1 square still. He's only got this one. He's rocking back and forth. Folks, king up. The knight, say goodnight. Say goodnight to the knight. Nowhere to go. The knight's dominated. Look at this. Can't go here because of the bishop. Can't go there because of the bishop. Can't go here or here because of the king. Good night. All right? It's interesting. It's amazing. Interesting. I find it amazing. All right. Look at this. This is, again, bishop dominating the knight. The king's coming in for the kill with his sword. He draws it out. All right. So that's something you want to see here. This is the whole point of this move right here. Look, this move. Okay? King over. He's threatening this. Okay? So White's got to take. He's got to take, folks. All right. He takes the pawn. He gets pawn for pawn at least. All right. Bishop takes back. All right, now look at what Thompson's faced with. All right, we're still getting ready to try to get this knight, okay? The king's coming over. I tell you what, let me see. Let me check the notes. Move 35, right? Move 35. All right, okay. Thompson gets this in while he can. G4 to keep the pawns from rolling up the board and creating a passed pawn. That G4 pawn stops this, okay? I think we mentioned it earlier. It stops the F. I mean, he could do it now, but Morphy's concentrating on trapping this knight, okay? So if he goes like this right now and he trades pawns and then the king comes here, the knight could run. The knight could run. He could get away, I believe, right? Maybe he can't. Holy smokes. He still looks like he's trapped. I don't know. I didn't really look at this. I just assumed that the knight, all right, the knight might be trapped. I mean, the knight might get away. But anyway, okay. Thompson throws that in. You guys, you kids at home, we're going over so much, folks. You guys could play that. That's a homework assignment. All right, look at that one, all right? But anyway, I'm trying to follow the logic. I believe you get this in now to kind of stop the pawns from black from making a pass pawn on the king side, all right? All right, anyway, here we go. What does Morphy do? The king is an attacking piece in the end game. Remember that. All right, here he comes. He's swinging his sword at the knight. He's going to slay the knight, all right? All right, so where does the knight go? All right, so check this out. This is wild, all right. Let's say he comes here, right? Okay, fair enough. Bishop attacks the knight. Now look at this, folks. If he swings it over to B7, right? King up. It's gone. The knight's dead. It's a dead duck. Look at this. Nowhere to go once again. Nowhere to go. See how these 2 pieces? The bishop is totally dominating the knight in this end game. It's just the way it falls, you know? You got pawns on both sides, and the bishop's he's quick on its feet. He could jump, cover both sides of the board. The knight's clumsy, folks. In an open board, it's struggling. It's trying to just get around, and it's having a hard time. as you can see. All right. Now, how about this? All right, so where's the other square? It's only got one other square. It's got this, right? Wait, what's going on? Okay, the knight moves there. All right, example, you attack the knight. Okay, it's only got two squares. This, right, which we just went over, and here, right? All right, now it's blocking its B pawn, right? Attack that baby, all right? It's gone. The B pawn is a dead duck now. It's now the B pawn that's the dead duck. All right, we're having duck for dinner. All right, it's a nice cuisine. All right, but okay, you say to yourself, well, wait a minute. I'll take the bishop before you could get my pawn. Yeah, all right. Where do you think that pawn's going now? Look at that king all the way on H1. You think you could get to B2 in time to save it? I don't think so. Come on, wake up. All right, so here you go. Once again, more lines. The knight's totally out of it. All right, here we go. Attack that knight. All right, so what's the other option that Thompson has? Look at this. Look at this one, all right? He comes here. Holy smokes. Get ready, folks. Get ready for this. You want to laugh? Look at this now. Okay. How did he do it? All right, I'm trying to even remember it. Where did he go? I think he goes there. This was cute. He attacks it, me. Oh yeah. Look, you attack the knight. You got to look at the dark squares where it could go, right? All right, you attack that knight. Okay, he's only got two options now, right? He's got to move. He's attacked. He can't go there, obviously, right? King takes. You go there. Now look what you did. Look what you did, genius. You just jumped right into the bishop's net. Okay? The king's going to come up and slay the horse. Look, he can't go here because of the bishop. He can't go here. I think they call that a corral. The bishop corralled the knight. It's on the... Remember, folks, the knight on the rim is dim. This is a perfect example. Look at this. We're giving you tons. We got a half dozen examples of the knight being dim on the rim, right? All right, so look. Where's the other move? Holy smokes, you're going to love this one. All right, he can only go to D7, right? All right, king up. Look at this, folks. Look at this. King up, all right? The king's covering the F6 square, all right? The bishop's covering here and the king. Or the bishop's covering here. Look at a load of the A7 pawn having a grand old time. It hasn't even moved, and look at it. It's laughing. It's laughing at the knight. Come on, knight. Come to B6 and see what happens. All right. He can't go to B8, the bishop. He can't go to F8, folks. Again, the knight on the rim is dim. Hey, it's not even on the rim. Look at this. It's totally dominated. Look at this. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 moves. It's got nowhere to go. Good night, okay? All right, there's your other options. All right, holy smokes. So what's going on? How did I get in there? Oh, yeah, if the knight goes to B8, you look at it, you say, that doesn't look right anyway. It's going in the corner. Believe me, folks, you got to look at all the moves. It's unbelievable. Sometimes pieces going in the corner and backwards, and they do get out. But the way this is positioned, forget it. He's a goner, folks. All right, Thompson goes for the one square that keeps his knight in the game. What is that? All right. All right, so Morphy attacking the knight on C6. Thompson has to swing it at D8, the only square that keeps the knight in the game. All right, and it attacks the F7 pawn. All right, no big deal. Morphy pushes it up to F6. He's in total control now. All right, here comes Thompson. He's got to get the king in the game. He's got to get it up. Here it comes on the path of the light squares to the queen side to help out that B2 pawn. All right, here comes Morphy launching his pawn. The A pawn starts its march up the board, putting pressure on Thompson. Here comes the white king, F3. All right, here he goes. Morphy pushes it up to A4. Folks, it's getting close. Here comes Thompson's king over to the queen side. He's got to help that B2 pawn, the last defender on the queen side. There's only one defender over there. Morphy puts his bishop, the whole start of the game, to D4, taking aim at the B2 pawn. All right, here comes the king trying to intimidate the bishop. No dice. Morphy's got the king backing it up. All right, no, he's not intimidated. He takes out the last defender. The last defender's gone. The pawn's got 3 he moves to daylight, folks. All right, Thompson trying to compete. He throws his last piece over there tonight on F7. He's trying to get something done with this knight finally. All right, the knight wants to gobble the pawn on H6. Can he do it? Can he do it, folks? Morphy, look at this. A bit of showboating brings the knight. He brings the bishop right in the knight's face. Go ahead, take it, Thompson. Take the bishop. I don't think so. Look at this, folks. The king's got 2 pawns. He can't be in 2 places at once. He's rocking back and forth. He's doing the curly shuffle, folks. He can't do it. This is chess. Come on, let's be serious. All right, he can't take it. So Morphy, with a little bit of showboating, brings it right into his face. All right, now the knight can never take this, folks. No way. He'll never make it, folks. Look, if the king tries to get it. No dice. Look at this, folks. The pawn goes right in. Was he going to stop it from here? No way. No can do, folks. No can do. All right, look at that, folks. So the king can't come over. No way, and no how, okay? So if Thompson takes this piece, he'll never make it back. Here comes the pawn. Look at this, folks, okay? Some of you kiddos out there, wait, he's got the tempo. He's got the tempo move on the king. All right, the king moves. Knight goes to C2, stopping the pawn, right? Pawn goes in, baby. No way. Thompson doesn't want to go into this. He's down on piece. Forget about it. Morphy would have the minor piece. No way. Can't do it, folks. Can't do it. So you can't even take the pawn. Thompson's calculations are wrong. He can't even take the pawn. A wasted move, all right? So now he has to bring the king over. He brings it up. Here comes Morphy, blocking him out with his own king. He's going to escort that pawn in. The only hope's the knight. Can Thompson bring the knight? The knight hasn't done anything this game. All right, he's going to try. He's going to try to finally do something with it. All right, here comes the pawn. Up the pawn, folks. Up the pawn. There's no way of stopping it, folks. If he goes like this, there's nothing he can do. Even if the knight tries to come in, the pawn's got the tempo checks. And in with the queen, the promotion. Forget it, folks. The king can do nothing. It's up to the knight. The knight who's been out of the game, folks, the whole time. Here comes Thompson. Morphy pushes it up. Here comes the knight, folks. He swings it over. He swings it to B7, trying to help out. Here comes the 4. Here comes the pawn. One more, folks. One more to daylight. All right, now knight to A5. Check. Holy smokes, wait. He made it, folks. He made it. That knight made it, right? Oh, no. Morphy could push it in and win anyway, right? But I'll tell you what happens, folks. He doesn't do it. He doesn't even do it now. Look at this move, folks. Can you see it? It's the icing on the cake. It's the strawberry on top of the sundae, folks. Can you see it? Thompson's doomed. Look at how Morphy plays the strongest move on the board. Did you see it? Look at this, folks. King to A3, Zugzwang. Thompson goes down in flames. What is he going to do, folks? What is he going to do if he moves the king? The knight falls. Folks, if he moves the knight, right, if he moves the knight, the pawn goes in, baby, queen. It's all over, folks. Thompson resigns. What a way, huh, folks? What a way to end the match. Morphy, 3 up. 3-zip, put it in the books, folks. Thompson goes down in flames. Morphy advances to round 2. Can he continue the streak, folks? Who's this kid from New Orleans? He wipes Thompson off the board, off the match. 3-0. 3-0. Stay tuned, folks, for more. What's Morphy gonna do? How's it gonna go, folks? You gotta stay tuned.